Hey guys, welcome back to another pick a card reading. This week's video is on what you can expect from this upcoming winter. So, this could be the winter of 2022 through 23, but also if this video finds you years after or whenever, this is timeless, right? We're going to talk about what this winter will mean for you and certain things to look out for. As usual, we have 4 piles to choose from. Pile 1, 2, 3, and 4. Feel free to pause this video for a moment if you need some time to meditate on which of these groups you feel the most drawn to. And then once you've decided, you can fast forward to the timestamp in the description box below. Thank you so much for watching, and without further ado, we will start with pile 1. Hey pile 1, welcome to your reading for all of you who chose this first pile. Let's get into it and see what you can expect this winter. We will start with your tarot cards. This is the Dragon Tarot. We have the Hierophant, the Six of Cups, the Ace of Cups, the Three of Wands, as well as the Nine of Cups. Let's zoom in a little bit so you guys can see much better. So this winter for a lot of you guys will involve new opportunities, new changes coming in as well. There could also be new responsibilities or commitments, especially with the Hierophant. The Hierophant is associated with institutions and bonds, contracts. We do have quite a bit of cups as well in this reading, the 6, the Ace, and the 9, which indicate new things coming in, especially the Ace, which represents new opportunities. So far, I'm seeing that this winter will be a great period of growth and even change for many of you. You guys might set your sights on something new, have new goals. It has a very refreshing energy, and I don't really see you guys dealing so much with things that you have been working on, as well as much as new material or new things. Let's see your Dragon Oracle cards, what they can tell us. Okay, so we have Adversity and the Seeker. So the Seeker is the equivalent of the Fool, and Adversity would be the Chariot. Okay. So yeah, the Fool, definitely new things coming in. I love that we have the Moon here and the Moon here. So there's definitely something on the horizon that's coming in. As I said, this feels very new. Things that will be brought up. A lot of change too. What's interesting is this Adversity card, because the feeling that I got from the beginning was that this winter seems very positive and not so much challenging. I mean, it could be challenging. I mean, whenever we are growing and undergoing new changes or new things are coming in, it is likely that we may face criticism from others or have to sort of adjust to different ways of doing things, perhaps differing opinions or perspectives as well. Yeah, the adversity card, it could be you having to convince other people, perhaps, or even convince yourself that what you're doing is in the best interests of your future path and your purpose. But overall, though, I see a lot of harmonious energy. So I think that this will be a good time for you guys to really plan ahead and be open with exploring new things, new ways of doing things. Whenever we have the Seeker or the Fool coming out, it makes me think that this is a great period for experimenting. Yeah, just going to new places or trying out new approaches. I think the reason why we have a lot of water actually could be because you're being asked to go with the flow, to not really think as much about what you're doing as opposed to just doing it and going ahead with new adventures. Okay. Let's see some more cards that you got. Okay, so we have I Ching, change, as well as astrology, destiny. I love this. That is exactly, whenever this comes out, it means that you are on your path. Also that there's significant energies, astrological energies that are encouraging you or supporting you at this time. There could be some major events as well. Like I know, for instance, Mars is retrograde during this time. So I think for many people, things are a bit slower moving. It's not necessarily the time to take dramatic actions or to make big decisions, but yeah, to just keep doing what you're doing and maybe to just accept that things might not be going quite as fast as you would like them to, but to just enjoy the process. If things feel a bit slower or, things you get held up at certain points during this winter, don't think too much into it. Just keep doing what you're doing and look for new possibilities, things that these opportunities might allow for, like extra room for trying things again, experimenting. That seems to be something that this reading is encouraging for you guys too. And then the change card. Yeah, there's definitely some shifts happening. Maybe you guys decide you will want to go in a completely new direction here with the boat, as you can see, sailing towards something. It could be also that, you go into this winter with a set objective or a very clear idea of what it will be like, and then over the course of it, you tend to shift your focus actually onto something else, like a new priority or a new opportunity that just presents itself. But as I said, the best thing to do is to really keep an open mind this winter, to go with the flow. That is the best approach towards sort of weeding through challenges, any adversities, things that come up or that get in the way of your plans. To be open, because those plans might change and you're definitely going to be experiencing a lot of growth during this period. So the best thing to do is to just stay open and to allow information, experiences in, and to not really think about it too deeply, at least yet. I really do like this astrology card though, because it means that you're on the right path. Not only are you on the right path, but you are receiving support too. I mean, there could be times when the energy seems challenging, as I stated, or that are really pushing you to think beyond, to go beyond a one-line or one-sided approach to something. So there is sort of this push and, pressure to learn and to grow during this winter, which is very helpful, but at sometimes it might feel challenging a little bit. But overall, I think as long as you guys have fun with it, you can have a lot of fun this winter. There will be a lot of opportunities and exciting things coming in. And especially when we have the Seeker card. Even you guys like seeking out new things. As I said, adventures, people, new places. You will discover a lot of very interesting and new experiences that will push you to grow and to change. And yes, this change is personal, but I think it's also changing things in your life, like your responsibilities and your priorities too. Okay. All right. So we have the Pearl Threaded, the Mother Prays, as well as Self-Initiation. Yeah, I love this card. This, especially with the Seeker, because this is encouraging you to seek out and initiate your own adventures, your own path. Yeah, what I was saying, it seems like this winter for you guys will be a bit slower moving whenever this card comes out. Because we know that pearls take a long time to form and develop. So that's sort of, your approach. That's how this winter will unfold for you. It might seem like a long, more drawn out winter. Mars is retrograde, but I mean, again, whenever you're watching this video, it will take a slower movement, and maybe, certain things that you do will take longer to accomplish, but that's all right, because it seems like as long as you're having fun with it, things will be interesting and it will keep your attention too. The Mother Prays, I want to actually, let me read you the description for a few of these cards. Let's see, card 15. Here we go. It says, you are being watched over. Many beings are aware of your existence. They know that your heart and your soul are pure, even when you may doubt it at times, because after all, you are a divine being masquerading as a decidedly fascinating mixture of light and darkness. Sometimes you may not feel so pure. That's okay. The Mother prays for you not because you're about to do something ridiculous and you might come to harm, but that you might not do something ridiculous and avoid living your full potential. Yeah, that's definitely an important message for you guys, is to not limit your options. You might go into this winter, as I said, with a few set goals or, things that you're really fixated on, but be open, because they might change, or they might be overtaken by something else that comes in, right? It says, she wraps you in waves of love, light, and consciousness, that you may feel brave enough to live your life and not hold back from pursuing what is within your heart, or really letting it pursue you and giving in to its seduction. The Mother prays, so fear not, and just live your life. This oracle brings you guidance. Ask for help from the Divine Mother who loves you unconditionally. Ask each day. She wants to help you, and you have to ask for that help to empower her to do so. You have her great blessing. Yes, you guys have a lot of divine support, actually, and it could work out, if you ask for help, ask for advice. Yeah, even if it may not seem that way, and that you're on your own, or that you have to stick with a certain way of doing things, just remember the mother prays that you will not live your life in a way that will hold you back, or, not do something ridiculous. The message is to do something ridiculous, and live your full potential. So follow your heart. Yeah, like this winter is slower moving for you. And it doesn't matter how much you accomplish or what you get done or not. What matters is that you do what you want. And, whether that involves changing your plans, it doesn't matter. Change is in the air. As long as you keep an open mind and are on the lookout for new and exciting things on your path, you will have a very fulfilling and growth-fueled time. And then self-initiation. Let me read that one as well for you guys. I love the descriptions here because they're always so encouraging. There we go. Okay. It says, you are being touched by a wave of your own light in motion. Can you feel the blessings and love that are flowing towards you from within you in an upsurging wave of love? This is your own pure divine nature. You can choose to empower another as the carrier of your own divinity, of course, and sometimes if you are not quite ready to recognize your own divine essence, this needs to be. Yet at any moment you can choose to recognize that it is you who are initiating yourself into love. That you are the being of light, the divine, that is drawing you forward into yourself. At any moment, you can choose to recognize yourself. Will this be such a moment? This oracle holds a message for you. There are many teachers on this path, some humble, some wise, some great companions on your life journey, and some who will enter in and out of your life quickly, perhaps imparting a helpful word or teaching you a more challenging lesson about trusting and relying upon your own wisdom. The greatest teacher, however, is life itself. You can trust in your own experiences and know that it is the divine spark within you, the life within you, that is the one true teacher who carries you home in awakened reunion with the divine. Okay, so I love this. The words that stuck out to me the most are the greatest teacher, however, is life itself. So let yourself be free to experience, to learn, to feel all you need to feel. Don't be afraid of change, because that is essential, it's natural, and it's coming, okay? So yes, this winter will be full of a lot of change, but it's exciting and it feels like a breath of fresh air. So yeah, like no matter what comes up, or if it is slower moving, take advantage of that, because again, that seems to be what's allowing a lot of room for you guys to grow and to experiment and to pick up new interests, hobbies, or experiences along the way. So I'm just gonna roll the Astro dice, wow, to see any last messages that want to come through. Okay, so we have first house, Libra, and South Node. Okay, so the first house, this is the house of the self, expression, how we put ourselves out there in the world. And this is, it's similar to the seeker kind of self-initiation energy. You guys have to seek out things this winter, okay? It might not come to you directly. It's on you to, again, go out and follow your heart, to seek those fulfilling experiences, things that you can learn from. And Libra rules balance, seeing things from different perspectives. Keep your mind open, your heart open, Also, don't hold back, okay? The South Node is our comfort zone. So I think really the message here of this reading is to get out of your comfort zone. Don't be afraid to do things that are wacky, wild, as long as it's in line with your heart and you're sort of going with the flow and seeing what works, what sticks. You guys will have a very successful and growth fueled winter. So I will leave this pile here for now. I hope this was helpful. If you liked it, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a super amazing day. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later. Hey, Pile 2, welcome to your reading. Let's dive right in and see what this winter is about. Let's start with your tarot. There we go. Okay, so these are your tarot cards. Okay. Alright. Ooh, okay, so we have the Emperor, the Nine of Coins, the Tower, the Star, as well as the Moon. Okay, so we have quite a bit of major arcana. Actually, all of your cards are major arcana except for the Nine of Coins. And actually, I really like this card too, so already I'm kind of getting the image of sparkly lights or dazzling just excitement. This winter, you might end up socializing a lot or having a lot of exciting, kind of bubbly experiences with people. So let's start from the beginning. The Emperor is all about power. It's a really regal image. It's about standing strong and confident in your energy, being bold, fearless. So you guys are going into the winter in a very strong position, perhaps with your career or your finances. Yeah, I heard the word making an impression. So that is sort of what this winter will be about for you, is putting yourself out there, working on how you present yourself, and kind of, yeah, learning to either like socialize or have lighter experiences. We have the Star as well, so you are the star of this winter. I see you guys having a lot more attention or recognition put on you. People might find you very interesting. So if you do end up going to a lot more events or meeting people, they might have a lot to say about you, or you might have a lot to say. Honestly, there is a lot to say about this winter. I think, yeah, a lot will happen for you guys, especially if you do kind of put yourself out there and not really have any expectations, but just see what happens, see how people react to you. You might form a lot more close connections or develop friendships, a lot of friendships, actually. What's interesting is that we have both the Star and the Moon. So two major celestial objects, both at night though. So you guys are the light in the darkness. People will look to you for guidance. Yeah, for some reason, you guys have a very sparkly, dazzling presence. Maybe it's just the energy around you. It's very electric. The tower, you can see the lightning. And the tower represents chaos. And it's very dramatic, unexpected. So again, there could be many instances or circumstances that you're placed in that might seem a bit scary or intimidating, what's coming to mind is, you know how when you have a lot of anxiety about approaching someone, going up to them and introducing yourself, but then once you do, you feel so good about it, like that you had the guts to do it in the first place. That's sort of what this Emperor is about, is like just having the courage and the boldness to do something, even if it doesn't work out or even if nothing comes of it, because you will feel so much better about yourself and you'll attract attention, okay? But in a positive way. I think a lot of these cards are very positive. One thing to remember, pile 2, is with this light in the darkness, you guys, you are the light. You have a presence, you have a magnetic quality, and even if you can't see that yourself, others can. Also remember that, if you have little bouts of depression or you yourself experience some dark moments this winter, look to the light, all right? It will pass. And I think that is something that's universal. I know that in winter, a lot of people suffer from the darkened nights, seasonal affective disorder. But you guys, I see you overcoming that through lighting up your environment with your presence, your energy. Even if you are, antisocial, or you don't always like doing that, it makes you uncomfortable. Even for you guys, I do think that this winter will challenge you to still do it anyways. I don't know why, but if you chose this pile, there is an emphasis that I keep getting on socializing or putting yourself out there to others in the public eye, or even one-on-one. So when you go to meet people or you go out and about, right? Like introducing yourself or somehow working past the intimidation or the shyness to connect with people and to really make an impression and to learn through that, to learn from others too, because that is a form of reflection. When we interact with others, we learn more about ourselves and how we're perceived, what works, what doesn't, how we can improve, how we can learn from them, all of those things. So let's get into your oracle cards. We have the Magus. This is the equivalent of the Magician, as well as fertility. Ooh, this is Venus. So you have a lot of magic. And there could be some kind of project as well that you guys are working on, something new that's being birthed here with the fertility card. For many of you guys, that will probably be new connections that are born or formed during this time. For a few of you guys, I'm getting the image actually of someone doing yard work and it being, having, put off doing it for a while, but somehow having the energy or just feeling that ability to go ahead with it. So you have a lot more power to actually manifest physical things as well here. And I think that's what the 9 of Coins could be hinting at, because the 9 of Coins is actually quite similar to this fertility card. As you can see, these pentacles on the trees are beginning to ripen. And yeah, it's a card of abundance, growth, prosperity. So this winter for you guys will be full of all of those things. I think overall it will be very positive for you, even if at some times it challenges you to get outside of your comfort zone, at least when it comes to developing connections or socializing. I just heard also, if you have a kind of side project or something that this could have to do with that image that I was seeing earlier. If there's something that you've been putting off that you finally have strength to tackle and sort of put down this winter time, it could end up being like your star project or your star achievement of this period, which could be super exciting. But it already seems to be very exciting for you guys because, hello, I mean, we have the Magus, the Emperor. You have a lot of personal power, will, and just momentum on your side, not only to accomplish things, but again, to also attract attention and people towards you. You know, people may find you very interesting and intriguing at this time. So forming those connections could be a great way of sort of using this energy. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so we have the communal dance and fire and ice. Okay, so the communal dance, I see that as community. There's definitely an emphasis on this reading of forming bonds, networking. We also actually have the moon here as well as here. That's interesting. Maybe there will be some significant full moon during this time, or the full moon is usually quite mysterious. There could also be some kind of mystery surrounding this winter. Maybe you can't really see how things will pan out. Things could be up in the air for a while. It might seem a bit like there's a lot going on, or that you can't really make concrete plans, which makes sense, especially seeing that we have the Tower. The fact, though, that we have all of these majors in your reading definitely indicates that this is a period of profound learning, and it's almost like a roadblock or a road sign that you guys are being guided through. Yeah, and again, these celestial objects that you have that are lighting through the darkness, the moon, the star, that really speaks to guidance, following your intuition, doing things regardless of whether you know for certain they'll work out or not. This fire and ice card is interesting. Usually this deals with extremes. So again, you guys might have times during this winter where you feel where you kind of go between these extremes. You might have very high highs and low lows, and it's kind of just about embracing that in the moment. I think you guys will tend to be more in tune with your intuition and even with your emotions as well during this winter. So yeah, there will definitely be very high highs when you're on fire, where you have a lot of energy and passion. Also when you are putting yourself out there, because the red, and then the red here, and then also the Emperor, that's a color of power, of regality. You'll definitely have times like that where people around you are very attracted to that. As I said, it seems like you have a lot more social power and just influence. And then of course the ice, that could represent times when you feel a bit more low, where you're in that dark space or a bit down and depressed. I think overall though, it will feel kind of uncertain. There is something about this winter time where you won't really know quite what the main focus or what it's about until you look back in retrospect. But it's very exciting. And as I said, something new is also being born from this. Also, whenever we have the Tower, something else is being toppled. Something that maybe has crippled you. So if that's like your sense of being more withdrawn and having trouble putting yourself out there to others or just in whatever setting, that is something that will definitely be pushed to the forefront here. And then lastly, we have smoke as well as psychometry, sensitivity. So the smoke automatically makes me think that it could be a bit of a smoke and mirrors situation. Again, this winter might not be what it seems at first. Okay, and the smoke is very cleansing, so it will sort of clear and cleanse away that negativity, any doubts that you have about yourself or that are holding you back. And the fire is that transformative quality. Yeah, also it's a good card for creativity, creating through the ashes, new inspirations and insights that come to you as well. And prayers, it could be that perhaps a prayer that you have comes to be answered. Again, it seems like you guys are definitely starting new things and also seeing the fruits of your success being ripened as well. Psychometry, sensitivity. I think you will also have a heightened sensitivity with your hands, like meeting new people, like, you know how when you shake hands you like meet people, or also creating things with your hands, especially physical things as well. Just using your hands, you will have a lot more power with your hands to create things during this time as well. There's a lot of magic in your touch. Also in your influence over people again. I keep getting that message though, that you guys will form bonds this winter or connections that you wouldn't normally be able to do just because you have this heightened sensitivity towards others, maybe others' emotions or just connecting with them in general. You might feel more connected to yourself, your sense of power again, and just have that courage to put yourself out there like you wouldn't usually do, which is very exciting and interesting. So I just want to roll the astro dice just to see if there's any last minute info that wants to come through. Okay, so we have Mercury, first house, yeah, definitely, as well as Sagittarius. Okay, so Mercury absolutely makes sense. Mercury is a very social planet. It's the planet of communication, the mind, words. So that is definitely something that will be highlighted for you. Also messages too, like you might receive some interesting downloads and insights this winter. As I said, especially in those times where you feel like you're more in the dark, where things are kept from you and you need to look for guidance. But other people might also reach out to you for guidance, because I said earlier that you are the star, you're attracting a lot more excitement and attention than usual because of this magical quality and magnetism that you have. Sagittarius, this is the sign of expanding horizons, keeping an open mind. Usually with Sag, I think of risk-taking as well, which makes sense, especially in the context of the first house, which is the house of self, how others perceive us. So again, putting yourself out there, having the courage to take risks, even if they feel uncomfortable or that it's not something that you would usually do or go for. You will have that energy backing you and on your side. And overall, this is a beautiful time for you guys to really blossom, to enjoy, to receive these downloads, especially in times where, you know, you might feel some kind of discouragement or things might not seem clear to you. Again, that's the moon influence, the unknown, the mysterious being brought to light. So this winter will be a time of things being shown to you. But of course, at first, just like the smoke, it's seeming a bit distortive. And the Sag, this makes me so happy because this is exactly kind of the vibe of your pile. It's very sparkly, exciting, and it feels refreshing. A lot of new opportunities, insights, and some projects will be introduced to you during this winter as well. So I will leave this video here for now. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a super amazing day. Stay awesome. And I will see you guys later. Hey, Pile 3, welcome to your reading. Let's get into it and see what you can expect this winter. We'll start with your tarot cards. All right. So we start off with the Five of Wands, the Hanging Dragon, Death. Wow, okay. The King of Coins, as well as the Knight of Wands. So we have some powerful energies or cards in your reading so far. So for you guys, this winter is a time of reflection. The Hanging Dragon is a very introspective card. Because it's hanging upside down, it gives the creature the opportunity to see things in a different way, completely different way. It's also tied to the subconscious too, so things that are buried deep within your psyche may come to light or be addressed as well. There is a bit of a sadness or melancholy I think you guys might experience going into this winter or at the beginning. And it feels kind of nostalgic, which makes sense. I think it could be that maybe you are getting some insights on memories that are resurfacing from your past, especially. You could be running into people from your past or from when you were a child. It's important to get a lot of rest and sleep this winter. Also, maybe eat a lot of broth, soups, drink a lot of water. That is essential. Because for you guys, maintaining your health is really vital in this time. Because I think you will be doing a lot of psychic growth, connecting to your subconscious. You might be also, in addition to certain memories coming back to you, experiencing more deja vu, okay? And both of these are signs that you are kind of sorting out this baggage or this like emotions that are still with you. Because we have the Death card, there's something that you guys are letting go of. Something that has reached its ending point or its conclusion. You guys are kind of at a crossroads during this winter time where you're leaving things behind, but also you haven't really crossed over into this new chapter yet. So you're sort of at that point where you're reflecting on what you've done, what you've been through, and yeah, kind of just making sense of that. Because I don't think the future is yet known to you. You're still in that process of healing. I think that's why rest and sleep, getting enough of those things, are extra important because in order to heal emotionally, we also have to heal physically too, and be in a healthy position where we can handle more things. We can even look at things from a different perspective again. I think many of you guys want closure on something or some kind of peace, and that will definitely be the end result here of this winter. And it makes sense because I think winter is generally that time, especially, before we enter the new year, where we're looking back on what we've done in the previous year and think about how far we've come, things that we've learned, how much we've grown. So this is very natural for you guys. I also feel as though you really need this time to rest, recuperate, to heal, and to reflect. Maybe you haven't had a time in a while where you could truly relax. And so that makes this all the more important for you guys to prioritize that, as well as, to think deeply. This feels like it's going to be a very deep, maybe a bit slower moving winter for you. But by the end of it, we have the Knight of Wands, which is that spark, you guys feeling reset and revitalized. So let's get into your oracle cards. We have Destiny as well as the Aeon. Okay, this makes sense, especially because Death, this is Scorpio, and then the Aeon, that's Pluto. This card is the equivalent of Judgment in traditional tarot, and then this is the Wheel of Fortune, or the Wheel of Life. What's interesting is that both of these are common denominators, so 10 goes into 20 twice. Whenever I see that in readings, where you have cards that have common denominators or repeating numbers, I think that is definitely a sign that the universe is trying to draw our attention to. Let me actually just read the description of the Aeon for you. This is, because it's Judgment, right? Judgment is one of the final cards of the tarot. So we're reaching a completion point. Things are concluding. You could be sort of in a period where you're judging yourself, you're looking at yourself and the things that you've done, and you're coming to conclusions, you're getting insights, possibly that make you see your past or certain things in a new way as well. So, let's see. Should be close to the end. There we go. Okay, the Aeon, number 20, traditional name Judgment, energy, the fusion of wisdom and understanding, keyword completion. Okay, so it says, the dragon of the Aeon governs the turning of the great wheel of time. Ooh, did you guys hear that? The wheel of time. Both of these are absolutely related, okay? And brings events to their natural conclusion. This marks the end of one cycle and the beginning of a new one. It allows us the opportunity to view and evaluate all that has unfolded. That is what you guys are doing this winter's form, is reflection. And then it says, it is a time when we may be able to fuse the wisdom and lessons that our recent experiences have brought us and integrate them into our inner being. Meaning, everything that has happened has been part of your unfolding path. Although at times you may have wondered why things were happening in the way they were, everything unfolded in the correct manner. Now is the time for you to begin to understand the magic of the soul's journey and to extract the wisdom and insight from past challenges. With completion comes the power of rejuvenation and metamorphosis. So the Death card is this metamorphosis. By the time you guys are closing out winter, you will also have that rejuvenation too, with this Knight of Wands, and feel alive again. Feel a new chapter or a new beginning taking form. You know what the Hanging Dragon also makes me think of? Sort of like a ghost. Maybe there's a past ghost or demon that you guys are putting to rest. Something that has been in your subconscious for a while that you've avoided thinking about, or that you still have yet to make peace with. But making peace with some part of your past, or even within yourself, okay? This is deep soul work that is the focus of this winter for you. And then I also want to read Destiny. I think that could be helpful. Hold on. Okay, Destiny. Yes, the Wheel of Fortune, the power of change, movement. We are powerless to change the cosmic forces that turn the wheel of life. However, we can be greatly empowered to change ourselves. To walk a path of destiny is to be in harmony with the cosmic forces of creation. Destiny is all about being in the right place at the right time and experiencing the right energies. This can only be realized if one is receptive to the cosmic forces of change. When confronted by radical change, it is best to stand in the eye of the storm with peace in your heart so as to be at one with the forces of destiny. Expect the unexpected and be willing to look at things from more than one perspective. Although it might seem that you are revisiting old energies, you are experiencing them in a new light. Yes, a new light, which brings many opportunities for personal growth and spiritual development. Your destiny awaits you, so seize the moment. Okay. This is a very powerful time for you. Spiritually, emotionally, things being put to rest that need to be addressed. It's a natural ending point wherever you're at in your life. Individually, this will affect each of you differently because this is a general reading. But it's very important because I think certain memories that are very important to you, for some reason now they're sort of resurfacing, or maybe the other day you had an insight, you recalled where you were on this day however many years ago, and you thought, man, like, I've done so much, I wouldn't recognize myself. And that's a good thing. And that it's a confirmation that you're different. Like, you've followed your path, and even if you regret mistakes or you wish they never happened, you're exactly where you need to be. Whenever destiny comes out, that is the meaning behind that card. It wouldn't come out for any other reason other than to confirm that you are exactly where you need to be at this time. And also because it represents the wheel of time, I love that because it shows that time isn't linear. Like, yes, we can only move forward, can't go back, but time being more circular is a better way of visualizing it, because we can see how patterns repeat themselves, how, yes, we change, but we can also evolve too. We're not one-dimensional. We are always going through ups and downs, and we're constantly moving around. We're in motion, movement. And life is dynamic, and I think this winter in particular will be a good pausing point for you to sort of sit in stillness, to think back on things, how far you've been, you've grown, and to accept it. Okay? Peace is the biggest comfort and thing that will come to you out of this period. Okay. So we have aura, observation, Ouija board, caution. Interesting. And we also have oracle, wisdom. Okay. Aura, observation. I think that's sort of the approach. I don't really see you guys taking a lot of action and being very bold this winter. In contrast, this seems to be more of a time of stillness, of you guys observing, being objective. What's interesting here is the Ouija board. Okay, it would be best to maybe not seek out or look too deeply into certain issues. Like, for instance, when using a Ouija board, we all know that they can be dangerous and you can sort of run into trouble if you have the wrong intention, or any intention for that matter. So that is how you should approach this, is very delicately. That is your past, don't revisit certain things that are unpleasant or that are going to bring up this thing all over again, okay? Observe it, accept it, but don't feel the need to seek it out anymore or to poke at it, okay? Just let it be. That's what the Ouija board is getting at, that sense of caution, of handling your memories, your past, or whatever this is you're laying to rest in a very delicate, more objective way. And a lot of wisdom will come from this too. The fact that we have the Oracle card indicates that you guys are actually ready to do this. Wisdom means that you're mature, you've experienced this, you have a knowing, and you're ready. Now is the time. Okay, and then your last cards are Towering Magnificence. Ooh, I love this one. Heartfire, as well as Let the Feminine Lead the Way. I actually want to read you the description of that. Card 30. Let's go. Okay. You are entering the presence of the truly great and sublime divinity. It is without form, yet it exists within all forms. It is humbling, and yet asks nothing of you. It just is, and when we encounter it, we are moved beyond words, beyond mind, and into realms of the heart that we may never have experienced before. It takes a brave soul to meet the towering majesty of divine presence. It can be a terrifying experience as limitations, preconceived notions, and identities crumble in the wake of its light. Yes, again, you guys are being asked to not go into this winter with preconceived notions of how it's going to be. It might seem for a while, though, too, like you don't really know what this winter is going to be about, or just that you don't really have a plan yet, that you're just sort of figuring things out. You are being brought to this place out of love because you are ready. Yes, your soul has been craving connection to something so much larger than itself, to find something worthy to which it can devote itself entirely. This greatness is becoming available to you now, to be witness to the extent that is helpful, so that you may find the greater purpose of service which your heart craves. You are ready. Okay, this oracle brings you comfort that your inner path, your opening up to direct experience of the divine presence, is happening now, according to divine timing and grace. This is also confirmation that you are connecting with your spiritual guidance more consciously now, and that any sense of self that appears to be falling away from you now is because your divinity has outgrown it, and a new awareness is taking its place. I love that. Yeah, so something is taking the place of this thing that has been haunting you, or that has been taking up too much space in your subconscious for quite a while. Something much larger, something that your soul longs for, that's bigger than yourself, that will completely eclipse or dwarf whatever these things are, okay? This also says, mighty sentinels connecting heaven and earth, wisdom of the ancients waiting for those who listen in the quiet. Okay, yeah, so this winter will be a period of stillness, quietude, you guys listening for signs, in that reflection state, readying yourself to be reborn, okay? That's what this Heartfire card is about. This is card 1. And this is a card of passion, okay? Passion, bliss, love. This is what's taking its place, okay? This is what's coming in this next chapter that this Knight of Wands is sort of alluding to. And I don't know, maybe you guys are going through a kind of spiritual awakening this winter, and this Heartfire is what's bringing you back to life. It's opening your eyes to something bigger, something brighter and new, and revitalizing you. And then lastly, let the feminine lead the way. That is pretty clear. Let your intuition, let the divine presence guide you at this time. Don't feel pressured or stressed to seek anything out or to take action unless you feel called to do so. Whatever you want or whatever you're seeking, it is coming to you, okay? So whether that's a person, this new kind of Heartfire, whatever it is that is coming in this new chapter is seeking you, okay? So you don't need to go out, you don't need to feel pressured this winter to do anything. Just observe, reflect, and heal. Okay? So I will leave this pile here for now. I hope this was helpful. If you liked it, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And as always, have a super amazing day and stay awesome. Hey, pile 4, welcome to your reading. Let's see what you can expect this upcoming winter. We're going to start off with your tarot, and then we'll get into your oracle. All right. We have the Magician, the Seven of Swords, Strength, as well as the Six of Swords and the Four of Cups. Okay. Here, let me even this out a little bit. There we go. So, this seems like a winter where you guys are questioning things, maybe a bit harshly. We do have these swords here, and swords deal with strategy, communication, the mind. So, this is a good time for learning, reevaluating. I feel like a lot of you guys are kind of going back to the drawing board or going back to the basics. Maybe reining in a project or reining in a goal and sort of questioning it, putting it up for criticism even. I don't know why, but criticism seems to be, or critique, seems to be something that you guys, that features prominently here in these cards. You guys looking critically at yourself, maybe what you've done over the past year, which makes sense. Going into a new year, we all reflect and maybe look at the areas where we could improve, right? And this is actually good though, because I think for a lot of you guys, looking critically, perhaps refocusing or reevaluating things, is setting yourself up for success, raising the bar, quite literally. You guys setting higher standards for yourself this winter, but also in the future. So it seems like you are going into this winter with a very sharp focus, especially seeing that we have the Magician here. The Magician is the manifester, the alchemist. He works with magic. So there's that real potential during this time for you guys to remold the playing field or the boundaries of what is okay, or what you guys are willing to do and put up with. So a sort of strict kind of rebalancing here of your priorities, responsibilities. It's also important that we have strength here too, because strength, that is something that will keep you going, keep you motivated during the winter. I think you guys have that real potential to get a lot done, especially if you are focusing on one specific thing and tackling that thoroughly. What's coming to mind is sort of the image of a man taking a close look, like almost lifting up a furniture piece and taking a close look and thinking about what he can do to fix it, or whether he should get rid of it entirely and start anew. So that could be a major theme that comes up for you this winter, is problem solving, thinking about whether you want to start something over or put in a lot of work into refurbishing it, quite literally. Okay, so yeah, problem solving. That must be what these swords are trying to say here, especially with the Magician, is looking for solutions and ways of fixing something, okay? For some of you guys, it could be that a challenge actually comes up for you in this winter, and a lot of it is spent actually dealing with it or trying to solve it. But I can definitely see that by the end of this winter for you guys, some kind of relief and stability will come here with the Four of Cups. You'll feel really good about it. Some kind of resolution or things settling themselves, which is good. So yeah, it's like the Seven of Swords, you're raising the bar, you're raising your standards, which is very good. Also normal, I think, because a lot of us set these goals before going into the new year, like I want to work out or I want to eat healthier, right? But it looks like you guys are starting early, going into winter. And then the Six of Swords, you can tell this dragon is looking very closely at these swords. So that's kind of your approach this winter, is very focused at the microscopic level of one specific area or problem that needs to be addressed, or that maybe you guys have been lacking or not really taking care of, okay? Let's get into your oracle cards and see what we have. Okay, so we have Mischief as well as Mercy. There is sort of that feeling like you guys have, you're getting down to business this winter. No mischief or no kind of funny business. What's interesting here is that this card is traditionally the Devil in regular tarot, which is the card of things that are holding us back, chaining us up. They're sort of controlling us instead of the reverse. And the Devil also talks about temptation, letting things slide, or just not functioning from a healthy place, you know, when things become degraded or we're not really keeping up with maintaining things, the Devil energy can sort of take over. So that is the number one thing that you guys are sort of addressing this winter, is how can I fix things or look at things in a way where I have the control and where I can keep things in check, okay? That's definitely your approach, it seems, this winter, and also what it's about. I think for many of you who chose this pile, your winter will seem more straightforward. It's pretty clear going into it what you need to do to sort of solve the situation or, you know, get back on track, okay? And I think the majority of this winter period will be spent, again, problem solving, looking at things up close, the details, outlining that, and sort of reevaluating, critically looking at your approach, as well as, I don't know, the way you've handled things in the past and how to improve. Again, raising that bar for yourself and those standards. And then I think we have Mercy here. Mercy, this talks about not being too hard on yourself. Yes, there will be plenty of opportunities for you guys to critique, to challenge yourself, opportunities that will probably just challenge you regardless. But don't be too hard on yourself when looking back on times where, I mean, we can always look back on something and say, man, we shouldn't have done that, or we should have done it differently. But remember, in the moment, we're working with what we can, okay? So don't beat yourself up too much about things if they don't go according to plan, or if they don't follow this vision of yours, okay? And that's the whole thing with strength here in the middle. It's sort of anchoring in here these other cards in a way where I think, yeah, this winter will be a time where you guys really are developing that tough skin, able to take your own criticism, because I think a lot of the time it's really us who are the hardest on ourselves. And I'm not saying that this winter will be just very tough and daunting. I mean, it might seem a little daunting at first with all of these things that maybe you've neglected or that you need to address, but take it one step at a time. Remember, when you raise the bar, raise it incrementally, okay? Don't go from the bottom all the way to the top overnight. It's like when you lift weights, you want to build up that strength, that literal strength, so that you can, by the time you get to a much larger weight, you can handle it and you already have that muscle there. So that is sort of the approach you guys should take, okay? It's great that you're developing these higher standards and setting a lot of goals for yourself during this time, but just remember not to push yourself too hard if you fall short of that from time to time, okay? So let's keep going. Actually, wait, I want to see these cards first. Okay, so we have spells, alchemy, as well as crystal ball. Yeah, okay, alchemy, you're definitely at work with the magician here. The alchemist, setting spells. Spells are basically like intentions, okay? It's the same thing. You guys bringing something to life, manifesting it, actualizing it. And you have a lot of power and motivation, especially going into the winter, which is good. It's just about maintaining that strength throughout so you don't burn out, you know? So like not setting out to accomplish the biggest task or goal ever, but you know, working your way up to that. Again, remember that weight lifting example that I put forth. And then crystal ball, clarity. Hey, actually, it looks like we have a crystal ball here too. Do you see that? I mean, it could just be bubbles because I know we have some bubbles here, but that looks like a crystal ball because it's on this sort of pedestal. I love that. So the crystal ball is a strong symbol in this reading. It's about getting clear on what your intentions are, what you're doing, but also being realistic. Again, that is something where you guys will need to keep reminding yourselves is, okay, like I can recognize what I need to work on and how to improve, but it's just getting there. It needs to be realistic and it needs to be something that you can actually achieve. But it is very positive here. And especially seeing that we have this crystal ball from the beginning. It's like you guys have that focus to kickstart this winter. You guys could be having a lot of energy or be a bit ADD going into it. And again, you have that potential to really be productive or to accomplish tasks, goals that you otherwise wouldn't have the motivation or the strength to do, which is very good. But again, the mercy, this is just warning you guys against burnout and, pushing yourself too hard, okay? And then lastly, we have within nothing, there's everything, as well as heart of God. Okay, yeah, this makes sense. Actually, let me read you the description for this card just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Card 9. Here we go. Okay, you are a part of something profound, a divine calling and privilege. It is the role of inspiratrix or inspirator upon this earth, the women and men who have hearts capable of bliss. Bliss is what we feel when we let God in. The heart opens and we cannot speak for the sensation of it. It cannot be described. Great hearts can tolerate mystery. They can bear the enormity of divine bliss beyond analysis and description, and simply be. You don't have to do anything with it, you see. To be the inspiration is to have a heart open to the divine. It's a life calling. Your heart is an inspirational force to be loved, recognized, and protected for the precious catalyst of divine awakening that it is. Be led by your heart. God is in it, speaking through it, calling you forth to love, and the love that flows through your heart filters out through your toes, dripping on those beneath you as stars falling from the heaven. This oracle holds a message for you. Direct from the divine, you have a sacred purpose to fulfill upon this earth, and it's all sorted out. The situation, this issue, this awakening that you seek and are living even now is held lovingly in the hands of the divine creator. The creator says to you, leave it with me, it's all unfolding in perfection. I am alive in your heart, I am your heart. How awesome is that? I think just the magician and strength, having these major arcana cards really speak to this being natural. This is your path and it's unfolding regardless of you taking action on it. It's coming to you. You have this help, this divine support. That's what this card is talking about. It's God's will or the divine's will. It's not just yours. So it's going to happen and manifest regardless, okay? So you are exactly where you need to be. You don't need to do anything. Or you don't need to be hard on yourself, okay? Everything that has happened for a reason to get you to this point. And it's meant to happen. This is part of your purpose and your path, okay? Divine work is working through you here when we have the spells and the magician. You have magic on your side. So whatever these goals, whatever you're setting your sights on, it will come to fruition regardless, okay? And then let's read the description for this card. Card 2. Okay, within nothing there's everything. From point of stillness, a moment, a complete universe is opening up to you, endlessly expanding. Your every thought and intention sends ripples. Yeah, intention. This is all about, yeah, for this winter, it's all about your guys' goals, intentions, focus. Yeah, sends ripples of consciousness through the universe. What a creative being you are. You are sending consciousness into motion, bringing your creation into being. With every inner desire, with every whispered wish, the universe receives your yearning and aspirations with open arms, returning them to you as manifestation in your life. What is really in your heart? Open your arms, sigh, speak your heart truth aloud to the loving universe and receive it as your destiny manifesting now. This oracle brings you a message. Something that you want is on its way to you. It may seem to be coming out of nowhere, no sign on the horizon to give you hope, yet it is coming to you anyway. Yeah, so even if this seems like such a daunting task or challenge, but for you or ahead of you, know that it's coming to you regardless. So you can relax, okay? You can go at your own pace. There doesn't need to be this kind of stress or strict kind of regimen that you have to abide by to make this happen, okay? It is spiritual law that you cannot be denied the manifestation of your heart's desire. Trust and remain open to the tide of universal love rushing toward you, swelling within you now. Yeah, now. This is already on its way to you. And you guys are already in that process. You know what you need to do, what the focus is. It's crystal clear. This crystal ball starting from the first card and then coming up again here. And these are insights. What's very special about the crystal ball you can see here is the lightning strikes here. That represents flashes of insight and knowledge, divine messages coming through to you. You have that kind of strength, like godly strength and inspiration during this time. So definitely use it. Just remember that everything you're doing now, it's exactly unfolding as it should, okay? You don't need to doubt or look back on mistakes and think of what ifs or how you should be, where you should be at right now. You are already there, okay? So let's roll Astro Dice and see if any last minute messages are coming through. Okay, so we have Mars. Mars makes sense. Mars is that power, that drive. We also have Libra. Yeah, okay, so Libra, similar to these swords cards that are ruled by the suit of air, Libra's an air sign. It's all about balance, okay? Libras make great critics because they can see when things aren't as they should, they aren't balanced. Also, this energy has a great sense of judgment, of fairness, because it is objective. And Libra has a keen eye for natural beauty. It is ruled by Venus, right? And it's a very intellectual sign. It has high standards. Again, it's like you guys are raising that energy. You're improving, you're evolving. And that's why we have the North Node here, because the North Node is linked to our destiny, our highest aspirations in life, our dreams, our natural evolution. So that is behind this. That's playing out. Oh wait, did this shift? I thought this said, yeah, this said Mars. That's really funny. Okay, Mars, I know I said that. It's your passion, it's your power. That's so funny. The North Node also, for some reason. Okay. But Mars is that inner light, our warrior, it's a leading force, especially with Mars and Libra here. Just remember to not be too tight or too harsh on yourself, okay? Don't use these swords on yourself, because it's fine. Like, what you have done in the past, the way things are now, it's fine. It's meant to be. And the 12th house, this is the house of dreams, the subconscious. The 12th house works in mysterious ways. It's not always clear. Usually we gain insights through our literal dreams, through meditation. I see that as this divine kind of path that you guys are on, because the 12th house also deals with our spirituality, our spiritual development, and things unraveling and being revealed to us, okay? So you might have this very clear idea of where you're going this winter and what it's going to be about, but be open, because there might be some things, some unexpected blessings in disguise that come through, okay? Or that appear on your path. So yeah, I will leave this pile here for now. I hope it was helpful. If you guys liked it, feel free to give this video a thumbs up, comment, or subscribe. I would really appreciate that. I hope you guys are having a super amazing day. Stay awesome, and I will see you guys later.